welcome you all for a very enlightening system of medicine, no touch cure. Never touch the patient, but you must cure the patient. How is it possible? Belief is cure, belief is life, belief is achievement, belief is the only way towards achieving whatever you have in your mind. When this has been my field, even as an undergraduate, while I am studying in Stanley Medical College, Madras, as an undergraduate, I was asking the professor, the father of medicine, that is the third year we study pharmacology. Father of medicine says, even if you don't cure a patient, don't harm the patient. Very important. But when I read the first few drugs, say sulfonamide or aspirin, just to cure a few, not to cure, but to relieve a few of the symptoms, a pain or an inflammation, we get at least 19 or 20 side effects. How is it possible? Father of medicine says, if you cannot cure, don't harm the patient, leave him alone. But when it comes to the treatment, just to relieve, not to cure, relieve the pain from a disease, to treat a patient symptomatically, which is very empirical and unscientific. Unless we know the reason behind the disease, the causative factor, it is impossible that as a doctor, medical doctor of modern medicine scientific approach, we can touch even the patient. And empirical and symptomatic treatment is a fake treatment. I was asking my professor told me, there are so many whys in whys in modern medicine for which there is no answer at all. If you want to pass through your examination, don't ask questions, just read it, write it, and get through the examinations. That was the first blow to me that I wanted to be a doctor, but never really I will be a doctor. Even if I get through my examinations, I will never practice the system of medicine forever, not even as a veterinary practice, it is not advisable. That's what I felt. So I wanted to question more and more and more. Then there is a biochemistry. The biochemistry says you have got a lot of organisms in your body, say gram-positive, negative, so many organisms that we know. We know that's infection caused by microorganisms, that is sufficient for us. We don't have to get into the details of what exactly those organisms are. So these organisms are necessary to give you immunity to the body. But when it comes to the treatment, we give antibiotics. One is the probiotic. Biotics, microorganisms are essential for your body. The other thing is what we practice is antibiotic, anti to probiotic. We are killing the microorganisms. They say we have to kill the organisms to cure diseases. The infection must be killed with the microorganisms. If I have a sore throat here, then there is a colony of organisms increasing in its number and size and in its virulence also. That means these organisms are biological in nature that gives me the immunity locally where there is a weakness in my body, like vaccine therapy. In vaccine therapy, we are introducing an organism into the body to cure him, to prevent him from suffering a disease that the organism possibly could cause. So this is in whole the essence of vaccination therapy. In vaccination, we are giving an organism, introducing an organism to create a fake disease to the original disease so that this organism creates antibodies in you, generates immunity in you so that it cures the body even before you suffer from a disease. This is called prevention. When I say posting in my clinical meetings, I always question the doctors, I am a headache, when the clinical meetings are there in Stanley Medical Colleges, because I always question allopathy, disregard allopathy, because it speaks one thing and does the other thing, exactly the opposite. I cannot understand why it does so. So when I am posing questions now, you are giving an organism into the body for vaccination. That organism is alive or killed. It is killed. When I fight an enemy, he must be having the virulence to attack me. Then only I will be gearing up to meet his strength by way of exercise or doing this and that, so that I will gear up to meet his power, the inimical power against me. But when you are killing, when the patient is half dead, when my enemy is half dead, where is the question that I will generate the power? My one finger is sufficient to put him down. I don't have to have the immunity at all. When you kill and then pose him before me, attenuated or killed, its virulence is greatly reduced, so it cannot produce any immunity in me unless it has that force against that force. To meet the force in double, triple, quadruple amounts, I have to fight the enemy. Unless the virulence is there, the live organism is there, I cannot increase my immunity. It is impossible. So there is a great fallacy in English system of medicine that any vaccination can prevent a disease from occurring or save a patient from contracting a disease, suffering an illness. It is impossible with vaccination. That is a farce. We shall understand medicine is totally an imaginary subject, a hallucinatory subject. It is said with a vengeance that they want to put down all the systems of medicines available, some 300 to 400 systems of natural medicines available on earth. They want to bring up only allopathy because great money is involved in it. When I come to know of it, there is organism essential for me to create an immunity when I have a sore throat here. This is biological vaccine. 24 hours available biological vaccine. When there is a colony increasing in the number of the organisms, that means my immunity is being strengthened in that part. It is to be respected. A sore throat must be respected. It should not be removed. And you should not use antibiotics. If you give antibiotics, that means it removes my local immunity. That organism is killed. Another important thing we must understand is this antibiotic, not target-oriented, but from my head to toe, all the organisms are eliminated, making me open for attack very soon, not only here. There's a spread of infection, weakness is caused everywhere because immunity is lost because of the inadvertent use of antibiotics. Antibiotics, not target-oriented. When there is an infection here, you must treat an infection here. Again, you should not even remove the colony because it is giving me the immunity that is required for me in that part of my body. So on the one hand, they kill the immunity. On the other hand, they infuse the immunity using a dead material, attenuated or killed bacteria or viruses. Absolutely, it is not going to give you any immunity or power against the disease. This is anybody's common sense. The uncommon sense is prevailing, or common nonsense is prevailing in modern medicine. We must be sensible to understand. You have every ingredient in your mind to apply your mind and see whether it is right or wrong. You don't have to be a doctor for it. A doctor must be in a position to teach you in the most communicable way, in plain words, to make you understand he is a real doctor.